Well, John, how do you assess that one?
I thought the performance on the whole was excellent, particularly in the first half. That we completely controlled the game and dominated in pretty much every area. We didn't create a huge amount in that first 45. I think a couple of good opportunities. Colby had the one that was brilliantly blocked. In the second half, we probably created a bit more because the game opened up a bit. We didn't quite control it as well towards the back end of the game as we had done in the first half. But overall, I thought it was an excellent performance. We obviously couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, but if you can't do that on the night, then the best thing to do is to keep a clean sheet, which we did brilliantly well with a couple of defensive periods from set pieces, making sure we didn't get caught on the break. And so very, very, very pleased with the performance. We'd love to turn those ones into wins, but at the moment, because we've won those games previously, I think you earn the right to come here and take a point. Of course, we'd have liked to have won, but I think we've earned that right.
You finished the first half strongly, like you said. What did you say at half time?
It was really more of the same, and I thought the lads in the second half came out and did exactly that. They dominated the ball, they got on it. I thought Joe and Alex Robertson were excellent in the middle of the park. They completely controlled the game, considering especially the physical presence that they were up against. Neither of them, and none of the players shirked a challenge whatsoever, and it was a physical game. And Cambridge are a good side. They make it difficult here, and we stood up to that. So my message at half time was more of the same. Stay patient. The game will open up, which it did, and unfortunately we just didn't put the ball in the back of the net.
And just a word on Will Norris as well, who kept us in the game with a fantastic save in the second half.
Yeah, and that's what we've obviously brought Will in to do. He's been excellent in everything that he's done so far, and when he's been called upon, he's not been called upon a huge amount. I don't think he would have had to have made many saves tonight, maybe that one, and he's made it, and that's really pleasing. So I suppose on the other side of the coin, the only slight disappointment was with all the opportunities we had, we didn't really make their goalkeeper make a save.
Aside from that one you just pointed out there, what else do you think is there to improve on after this performance?
I think we have to make sure we keep going and we take the positivity that we've had into Reading. In terms of improvements, I think we're going to get a lot of opportunities when sides sit in deep to shoot from outside the box. Now, sometimes we've turned them down, which we need to, in those instances, make sure that if we are turning them down, we're creating a better chance. And there were too many that just flew over the bar and were slightly wayward today from very, very good players. And I know they'll be disappointed, and they're better than that. So that's the only real thing I can think of tonight. Honestly, apart from that, I thought the application was brilliant. I thought we played some really good football. I thought we created good chances off the back of that. We didn't just keep it for the sake of it. And also, we had to deal with a bit of adversity in the game with Conor Ogilvie coming off injured early. The changes that we made, obviously Christian sort of struggling a bit in the second half as well, and making those adjustments and getting on with it.
What's the latest on their two injuries?
I think Christian's fine. He's just a recurrence of that sort of neural problem that he's had in his hamstring, so I don't foresee there'll be any problem with him. I think Conor is probably slightly more sinister, and we'll have to assess that. I think he's in a boot and crutches now. It was non-contact. It was one of the ones where he slipped and he felt something, not muscular. So a bit concerned about that one, and we'll assess it tomorrow, Thursday, see where we are.
3 changes going into the game. What was the thinking there?
I think the main thinking around the Tino for Christian or Christian for Tino was just protecting him and making sure that it wasn't too much of an injury risk going into the game. So that one was pretty straightforward. And the other two, the only way I can describe it at the moment is that I'm a bit spoilt for choice with fullbacks. I've got 4 excellent fullbacks who are in really good form. They're saying really good form. Obviously, Connor's just come back into it, but 4 really good fullbacks are in good form. And I felt that it was a nice one to be able to, first of all, freshen things up and also adjust to how we wanted to play and maybe nullify one of Cambridge's threats as well. So, obviously, we didn't see much of Connor, and Jack came on and did really well. But I thought, in terms of what we wanted from Zach as well, I thought he was excellent. Every time that he's come into the side, he's been very, very good. And to come in from the situation that he's been in, particularly with what happened in his personal life, I thought he was outstanding tonight.
More than 1,400 Pompey fans here finally. What do you say to them?
Thank you for your support, thank you for your travel, for paying the money to come here on a Tuesday night. I came here last week for the Colchester game, and it took me about 4.5 hours. I think everybody experienced the same thing today, and it's just amazing. So we do appreciate it, and I think there's a real good connection building between the team and the fans, and it's brilliant to see. And again, a nice, I've said it a few times, a nicer trip to Reading at the weekend, to save on the petrol costs.